Public service announcement, public service announcement, public service announcement.
So you want to know what I think about platinum trophies? Alright. I'll tell you.
I hate them. I hate them so much. I hate them.
Yeah, I said it. Trophies, trophy hunting, and even the mighty platinum itself sucks. And I'm not kidding. I told you at the end of my last 50 Reasons video, the thing most of us love most about trophy hunting is that
we do it so we can complain about it. Wah, there's too many collectibles. Speed run. Too many playthroughs. We love having something to moan about. And that is honestly 99% of the reasons why I collect platinum trophies, so I can fucking bitch about it.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
I love platinum trophies. I love platinums. I love trophies. I love trophy hunting. I love completion. I just don't love all of it, all of the time. So if you, like me, have a love-hate relationship with hunting platinum trophies, then join me as I have a big bitch about everything wrong with PlayStation's dopamine spiking digital accolades. So let's freaking go.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Now, I once mocked that if the tutorial is the hardest part of the platinum, that's an easy platinum. But boy oh boy have I learned some hard lessons since then. Whether it's the ridiculous demand for immaculate input timing in a fighting game tutorial like Injustice, or the combination chaos of a Marvel vs. Capcom, some tutorials truly are the worst part of a platinum. Other games take this up a notch. Bomesia's You Shall Not Pass Silvo for taking down the tutorial boss's first health bar is arguably the game's roughest trophy. But Mortal Shell takes that up a notch even further. In order to earn the face-off Goldie, the game demands that you beat the tutorial boss Harden to a bloody pulp. A nightmare of a trophy if you suck at Souls and Souls-likes as much as I do. Casual gamers are free to just jump into any game, give it a few hours to see if they like it, and then drop it and never have to think about it again if they don't. They are unburdened by the shackles of public PSNP accounts and the myriad of statistics that us trophy hunters are so obsessed with. No, these lucky bastards just launch a game, hate it, and never play it again. But thanks to trophy hunting, many of us do not have that same freedom. For if we launch a game we know nothing about and then hate it, well, we'll still end up having to earn that platinum ourselves, won't we? It's a wonderful feeling when you platinum a game and earn that glorious 100% and a beautiful blue S rank on your PSNP.
3 hours later.
You go check it a month later on PSNP after trading the game in at CEX already to discover that your shiny blue S rank is now gone and replaced with a dark green A that stands for Asshole Publisher.
That's fair. That's a fair hit.
Because the lovely devs have added some wonderful new content for the game that you finished and said goodbye to. And it's just to get you back playing and rinse a few more pound notes out of your back burner. Now you've got to go back to CEX, buy the game again, and lo and behold, it's the very same copy you originally traded in that has been bought and sold more times than Apple stock. But you also have to buy the DLC too, which of course is new, so full fucking price, and you sit down, go back to playing a game that you were done with, just to keep your completion percentage up. One of the worst types of DLC trophies for me are for New Game Plus, like Spider-Man and Horizon. Why in the ever-living fuck would Sony make its developers put trophies out for free content that doesn't actually expand the game in any significant way? Oh, of course, to boost those dwindling player numbers, because fuck our time, right? My personal pet peeve, idle time trophies and any trophies that encourage idle time, such as Stray's Productive Day Silvo. Yes, I am still complaining about that, but also any trophy that you can set AI to do for you is equally pointless. There are loads of these, but Mortal Kombat 11 is among the worst. You can literally set the AI to do 80% of the trophies for you without having to do any work yourself, making the entire platinum a rather empty, shallow experience, if you do it that way. Now I just popped the Football Manager 24 Platinum and I loved it, but again, set the game to simulate and you can actually earn every single trophy without managing a single game, which is a crying shame because earning it properly is insanely fun. It's a great Platinum. The cornerstone of trophy hunting moaning. Grind. Now most games have at least some grind or become grindy as you work towards the platinum, but grind is barely above time-wasting trophies, the only difference being that you have to physically do it for yourself. Now of course some grinding can be really therapeutic, like I found Power Wash Simulator's entire platinum. Yes, a lot of games add ridiculous grinds for collectibles, leveling up, upgrades, cosmetics, and all sorts of absolute fuckery. I'd wager a good 50% of my entire trophy hunting time has been spent grinding whilst listening to podcasts. What percentage of your trophy hunting time do you think you've spent purely grinding? Let me know in the comments. All these things add up to one big negative for trophy hunting. It's a huge time sink. Good games vary from 10 hours to hundreds of hours for their platinums, so any game is a serious commitment, especially if you have work, kids, school, partner, life. But if you're a grubby lover looking to climb the leaderboards, you're going to have to put in some serious time too. Canadian Dave is still numero uno worldwide, and is head and shoulders above everybody else with a shocking 11,247 platinums. So do you want to catch Dave up? Well, if every platinum takes 10 minutes, including purchase, installation and deletion, then that's 112,470 minutes, or 1,874.5 hours, or 78 days. Now, however you trophy hunt, the surest sacrifice we all make in our platinum pursuits is our time. Oodles and oodles of our time. Why any publisher releases a game on PlayStation consoles in 2024 without a platinum simply baffles me. But it does still happen. At a time when Stroke the Dick can get you a 30-second platinum, how is it that any game released fails to qualify for a platinum trophy? Like, what the actual fuck, Sony? But yeah, a lot of people out there see the platinum trophy as the mark of completion and don't like playing a game that doesn't have one, which is a real shame because there are millions of great games out there that are worth playing and finishing that don't have a platinum trophy.
No. No.
But if that doesn't bother you, check out this great video about awesome games with no platinum. This can happen in a multitude of both negative and positive ways, but today we're only talking about them downers. Firstly, new hunters will flock to guides to any game they want to play and ruin the story for themselves immediately. Others will rush to YouTube to watch platinum videos to decide if they do or don't want to go for that particular game. But many hunters ruin games for themselves before they even start playing. While actually playing the game too, you can notice your behaviour changing, from scouring areas more aggressively for collectibles to working on those grindiest trophies early on so you're not left with them at the end of your game time, which can lead to some pretty funny combat challenges in some games, to be honest. But trophy hunting slowly changes how you look at games, approach them and play them, as does all completionism. But this is the hardest truth to a lot of trophy hunters, that the biggest negative about trophy hunting is that it can ruin incredible games, potentially even your favourite. Fortnite is beloved by so many, and its online player base is unrivaled. But for you Fortnite lovers out there, the platinum is a 1,000-hour mega grind. FIFA fans pull their hair out at having to play 90 matches in Ultimate Team, the franchise's infamous PvP mode. Mad Max fans beware, the game cannot be platinumed, and we will get to why Mad Max is unobtainable later in the video. But many platinums ruin the hunter's enjoyment of the game they're playing. It's sad, but it's a harsh truth we all know too well. The biggest problem many of us will have is that trophy hunting is truly a desired skill set. Your attention to detail, problem solving, digital dexterity, an impressive trophy cabinet filled with 8 out of 10s and glorious ultra rares are all very attractive traits. It's true. Trophy hunters are just sexier than other people. A curse to be sure, but one we bear together. Am I right? So with our incredible skills, we are of course more desirable to potential love interests. But this is a distraction. Like Delilah seducing Samson just to cut off his hair, so too will a lover distract you from what is truly important. Your trophy list. So put your wiener down, pick up your controller and get back to work. You got plats to be earning. Now servers are a fucking nightmare. Either they crash non-stop, mismatch you with god tier gamers, suffer masses of downtime, or just pair you with lagging players. Servers probably cause more stress than any other part of trophy hunting for online players especially. But the worst thing with games that rely on a server is the anxiety that comes with it. The anxiety that they'll just randomly up and close the server and pull the game out of nowhere, or that they'll update it rendering your build useless or altering your favourite part of the gameplay. Servers are and always will be now that we live in this glorious digital world. So yeah.
I'm sorry.
Told you we'd get back to Mad Max, didn't I? And Mad Max is up to the task. Goldie should be known far and wide among all trophy hunters. And this is why. Number 1. A single-player game should never have online elements that make the platinum or any part of the game unplayable or unobtainable. And 2, this proves that But servers do get shut down, making many platinums unobtainable. What's worse than that though is when you have a single player game that has a bugged trophy that gets patched in one region but not the others. Oh yeah, this happens, as is the case with Serious Sam's collection. A simple bronzer named the Circle of Death is earned when you swing your sledgehammer through 3 enemies at once. Now EU players can earn the Circle of Death thanks to a patch that for some unknown reason has never been released for the North American stack. I'm so sorry, America. But one of the most frustrating games to ever be released is the cartoonish revamp of the 90s cult classic Shaq Fu, starring Steel himself, Shaquille O'Neal. This game is so much fun that it actually hurts to criticise it, but I have to. In the name of fair, honest and objective YouTubing, I owe you all the truth. Shaq Fu is a trophy hunter's worst nightmare. Firstly, the game does not have a platinum. Nope, no plat. Just 10 little bronzes for this little cartoony disaster. It can be bought physically or digitally, but if you buy the physical version, you are gifted the free DLC Barack Fu, which is exactly what it sounds like. Barack Obama kicking ass. No joke, this game and DLC really exist. And there is no trophy unobtainable in the physical version, which has its own trophy list. The digital version, however, does not come with the Barack Fu DLC, and it cannot be bought in any region on the PS Store. Yes, the trophies come adjoined to the base games, just like the physical versions does, despite being separate trophy lists. Trophies for content you could never ever play at any point, but neither the publisher or Sony thought to remove them. Shame on both of you.
Shame! Shame!
Shaq Fu takes unobtainable trophies to a whole new level. Do you remember I said you'd be pursued by potential love interests because they see how awesome you are? Yeah, well, not everyone is going to treat you like that. In fact, some people are going to come along and just shit on everything you're proud of for absolutely no other reason than their own sadistic enjoyment at belittling you and your accomplishments. You beat Mar High Club, they'll say that you used the exploit. Platinum Hollow Knight, they'll say the same. Grow a 90% completion percentage, earning the platinum of every single game you've played but left the DLC because you don't support DLC? Well, now you're not a completionist. Completionists get 100%, damn it! You just earned a platinum in your favourite game? Well, you've played it before. That's an easy platinum. There are so many assholes out there just waiting to take you down. Ignore them. Zone them out. Block them. You don't need that shit.
Yeah. I'm late for school!
Now, how many of you have missed a big appointment or forgotten to ring your nan on her birthday because you were too busy distracted by hunting trophies? Yep, that's what I thought. Trophy hunting is a full-time job, and if you already work or go to school, then that means you have 2 lots of 40-hour commitments. There's no time for friends or family in this hobby. Unless you turn your kids into boosting buddies and your wife into a couch co-op partner, then you hit 2 birds with 1 stone.
Be smart, don't neglect your loved ones. Recruit them into the trophy hunting ranks today!
God modes that make the hardest games easy are ripe nowadays, from over-the-top accessibility options that remove all challenge or obstacles from the player's path, like the crazy options available in God of War Ragnarok. Accessibility options are fantastic and a great step forward in ensuring that everybody has full access to gaming and can play the games they want. But as a disabled person who some of these options are designed for, I have to question what Santa Monica were thinking when they introduced checkpoints for boss fights. I'm shit because I'm shit, I'm not shit because I'm disabled. But then there are also game-changing bugs and glitches that turn big bad trophies into cuddly, cute little kittens. The problem with these modes, like the invincibility glitch in Hollow Knight, make it impossible to determine whether a hunter has earned that platinum the right way or taken the easy way out. Now, I'm right in the middle with this one. I use glitches that are intentionally put into games by the developers, but I wouldn't use the veteran to easy difficulty change in Modern Warfare for the Mile High Club Silvo. When there are options like these in games you've platted, everyone just assume you cheated to get the trophy, and they will refuse you your hard-earned and deserved praise. Now, this one very few people in our community have yet to encounter, but it is one of the most common issues in trophy hunting, when you fail a platinum. Now, of course, this can happen for a number of reasons out of your control, like we discussed earlier, but the reality is that there are also many reasons why we ourselves fail to earn specific platinum trophies. For me, I have a bad habit of trying games, not liking them, and then leaving them barely started, choking my completion percentage. Other platinums can be simply too fucking hard, or have one specific trophy that pushes us past our technical ability.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And then there is RNG, the most reviled element of trophy hunting to many, whether it's scouring maps over and over and over again to find all the glyphs in Returnal, or fighting endless towers on Injustice 2, ripping up mother boxes by the 100 looking for the infernal catcall ability. RNG is a far too common platinum killer. Whether you play shovelware or if you avoid it like the ugly, drunk, middle-aged divorcee in the pub at closing, you have to admit its impact on trophy hunting and our community is entirely negative. Please, if you disagree, let me know one thing positive shovelware like Jumping Taco has brought to our hobby or our community. Please, enlighten me. But I see no positives in shovelware anymore. It feeds on weak-minded individuals who get addicted to the dopamine pop of a quick, easy 30-second platinum. They are such a problem that if you post anywhere on social media that you have, say, 150 plats, some random dickhead will just pop up out of nowhere with the judgmental and presumptuous, "And how much of that is shovelware? Oh yeah, because every platinum you have is a big bad 8 out of 10 ultra rare, you absolute fucking whoppers." But the point is, shovelware does nothing other than exploit a small minority of players, creates division and elitism within our community, and basically just stinks up the whole PlayStation store with endless stroke this and jumping that bullshit. But of course, if you want to climb the leaderboards and catch up to Canadian Dave, then you're gonna have to play a lot of that shovelware garbage. But even then, the likelihood of you ever reaching the top 20 is like me managing to get a hand job at the Oscars from Scarlett Johansson. The leaderboards are truly a mess and no longer reflect anything other than numbers. Number of platinums, number of total trophies, and points totals. Because lest we not forget, trophies have varying numerical values to PSN. Bronzer 15, Silver 30, Goldie 90, Plat 300. Now, I always felt that leaderboards should be restricted to each generation of console. PS3 should have its own leaderboard, PS4, PS5 and so on, breaking off the Vita and VR games into their own lists as well. If you'd like to see a video on that very topic, how we can fix the leaderboards, let me know in the comments. It's one I've been thinking about doing for quite a while. Each generation of gamers should have the ability to create a new history in that generation, just like mine did all those years ago in those early COD lobbies. Ah, good times.
You suck! Shut up, idiot! Moron! Puss licker! Fart smeller! You shit-kicking, stinky horse-smelling motherfucker, you! You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard! Keep lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit! Jesus Christ, I've met some dumb bastards in my time, but you outdo them all!
Now, I gave shovelware enthusiasts some grief earlier and mentioned the growing elitism within our community as consequence. However, just because you can be negative does not mean that you should be. If you feel shovelware has ruined trophy hunting, I get that, but that doesn't give you the right to talk to other people like shit. It's not your trophy list, so shut the fuck up. Use your outrage at easy platinums to encourage and support other hunters to go for games that you think they would enjoy. You love this hobby and defend it vehemently, so use that passion to spread the love of great games and greater platinums. You have the power. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this for different reasons. We all have different interests, different strengths, different weaknesses. Trophy hunting is what brings us together. Let's never ever forget that. At times, however, any one of us can look elitist to a casual gamer.
Embrace me as your king and as your god.
Or at the very least, we look fucking weird, don't we? While they're pounding 6 hours a day into the latest COD or FIFA with absolutely zero goal or purpose, just mindless PvP and Ultimate Team for shiny new cards, they all seem to think we're the mad ones because we go into every game with the intention of completing everything it can throw at us and truly and utterly beating it. The idea of organised fun for these people is just too much for their little brains to process, so either they call us weird and laugh at us, until they need help in PvP and they come run into their boys that have got all the best armour and weapons from trophy hunting. But we'll get to that another time. Or worse, they judge us as elitist because we collect platinum trophies and not PSN receipts for fucking cosmetics and pay-to-win mechanics. Oh sure, yeah, we're the crazy ones. I love a good milestone, and if you check out my 5-year plativersary video, you'll learn all about mine. But milestones are another pain in the backside to many in this community. If you care about them, then you find yourself planning your gaming meticulously so that you don't accidentally pop one too many trophies and miss your target. It can be infuriating waiting to platinum a game until you finish others so that you can make it a milestone platinum to show off on your PSNP account. But if you don't care about them, then everyone that does will demand to know why and what exactly your malfunction is. Are you a milestone madman obsessed with making every 1000th trophy a big one to show off? Or do you think the idea of obsessing over milestones is utterly ridiculous? Let me know in the comments.
One loading screen later.
And so, the hunt begins again.
Who loves a good trophy streak? Yeah, me neither. I fucking hate them, and if you want to know why, check out the video in the corner now. Fuck this one because it's my latest obsession. But I no longer worry about completion percentage so long as it stays above 75%, and I no longer worry about my unearned trophies because most of them are actually for DLC that I have no intention of ever playing. But average rarity has become a bit of a focus to my gaming. Average rarity is simply the average rarity of all the trophies that you've earned. The higher the number, the more likely that account has a horde of grubbies, or worse, tons of shovelware. The lower the number, the more respectable the account appears. More numbers that create elitist arguments in the community. But check out the completion percentage of PlayStation exclusive platinums and you'll quickly see that a high number may not mean that the hunter you're snooping at is a grub lord. Just another pointless, meaningless, nothing statistic that for some reason I'm completely obsessed with right now on my own account. Playing a game's story multiple times can genuinely be a wonderful experience. Take the Resident Evil Platinums for example. The franchise wants players to complete the story with every character, on every difficulty, and with handicaps that restrict your ability to see enemies, prevent you from picking up items, or force you to stick to one gun. However, many Platinums, especially in recent years, have added a second or third playthrough purely to waste the player's time. There is no further exploration of the story, no new moves or builds to try, enemies and combat remains identical. And playing even a great story too many times can very easily kill a player's love for that title. Now this sounds mad because we literally 100% games, but hear me out for a sec. We don't go into games blind, we always check the trophy list, right? Whether you jump on PSMP to check for unobtainables or whatnot, or if you just peruse the trophies on your PS5, we always check the trophies out first. But when we get into the game, we often play vastly different to casual gamers. Yes, we have purpose and set out to complete the game, but we do this through a lens of earning trophies, not through completing everything in the game. Now, I've noticed a lot recently that people will brag about earning a platinum, but when you ask them about the characters or story, they weren't paying attention. Were they reading guides while cutscenes played out, or were they simply not paying attention to the story because they were so fixated on the trophies? Either way, it can negatively affect how you actually play your game. As mentioned earlier, this is a bane to all trophy hunters worldwide, but I've already moaned about that, so I'll mix it up here. It's RNG. It stands for Random Number Generator. Okay? Cool.
In gaming, RNG stands for Random Number Generator.
Developers, please stop using this gaming mechanic when it's tied to trophies. Now, I remember Ilya Kunin talking about this many moons ago. God, I miss Ilya. Such a cool guy, incredible content creator. I hope you're doing well, Ilya, whatever you're doing. But yeah, trophy pop anxiety is a lot like VAR. Your team has just scored in the 93rd minute to seal a dramatic win against arch rivals when the referee puts his finger to his ear and we all wait with bated breath for some nerd at a PC in fucking Stockley Park to make a decision. The seconds feel like hours, a burgeoning urge to explode in joy restricted by some prat who's never played football or refereed a football game in his life, looking at slow motion and multiple camera angles to make a completely stupid, subjective and controversial decision. Just like when you finished the hard thing you had to do for a trophy, like beating the tutorial boss or ending a level without taking damage, but the wait for the pop or the VAR decision is brutal, an anxiety-laden spell of mental torture. Trophies that take a while to pop or refuse to pop until the end of a load screen or a cutscene or, heaven forbid, unskippable end credits. Just like VAR taking the joy out of football and replacing it with nothing other than anxiety, so too does waiting for a trophy to pop. I don't hate multiplayer anymore. I used to, but then I got good. Nah, I'm just kidding. I just stopped stressing about it. I just don't worry about that stuff anymore. Now because most online trophies don't really require a huge amount of skill. It's more about the grind. It's the time you spend with the game online as opposed to how good you are at it in most cases. However, I do not appreciate games with tacked on online elements such as Mad fucking Max. This single player experience is ruined, and its platinum made unobtainable by the addition of a server-based trophy that hands out challenges. Why? Fucking why? Did the devs just wake up one morning and think, how can we fuck up this perfectly good game? Ooh, I know, we can add an online contingent for the trophies, then shut the server down. Warner Brothers, what happened to you?
Now you belong to heaven.
Have you tried streaming a PS Plus game? Total nightmare. There's a button input lag that has made some games unplayable for me, and I know it might be my internet, but after over a decade of playing PS Now and PS Plus and streaming having always been like this in my experience, I'm going to just say streaming PS Plus games fucking sucks. And for someone with a very questionable skill level as it is, the button input lag does me absolutely zero favours.
Are you sure about that?
If you do love trophy hunting content, then please drop us a like, and if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed. Both of those things really help us YouTubers out. Thank you. OG trophy hunter lists are something gorgeous. Seeing platinums going back 16 long years is fucking beautiful, but in recent years many people new to trophy hunting have gone backwards in generations to earn platinums to older games or to console stack a game they particularly love. And I think that's fucking awesome. Problem is that we now have many games released across the 3 consoles, plus Vita in some cases, VR in others, and then you can region stack these games as well. This then includes autopops, another divisive issue in our community lately. Now I don't see console or region stacking as a negative at all. I love seeing people go back to older games and enjoying them. The issue is that the ability to stack games in either way is exploited by grubbies and shovelware, making an already toxic market even bigger. You know you've been a trophy hunter a few years when this one becomes a problem, but nowadays a lot of games require multiple playthroughs, often so that you can earn one of several story endings. Saves coming. It has become a vital time-saving tool for trophy hunters. This requires you constantly changing your cloud settings from upload automatically to do not upload and back again. Then you may wish to back up to USB as well for whatever reason you need to scum save that game, and you find yourself constantly updating save files on console, USB and the cloud. This was an issue for me the morning I wrote this, as we have 2 PS5 consoles in the house, a communal one in the living room that's Crew's and mine that stays in my office. Last night I played Streets of Rage 4 in the living room and forgot to download my save in the morning. So after earning a new S rank in one of the few stages I had left to earn one in, and finishing a level without taking any damage, I realised I had to download my save so that I could salvage the previous day's progress that I had lost. Scum saving is a finicky pain in the bum, and when it goes wrong could potentially add tens of hours to your platinum. Another topic I have spoken about before, and one I feel has become far less important to me personally since this video, but the community seems torn on completion. Some are obsessed with it, desperate to improve theirs any way they can. Others give less shits than the Tories did about the old people dying during COVID. Has anyone ever put a game on your trophy list just to make you suffer, and laughed at your pain and misery at how your tainted trophy list now looks on PSMP? I have. These monsters all had a hand to play, but which one of them put Super Meat Boy on my account? Watch the video of our first epic trophy tuber meetup in Liverpool.
What the shit?
Damn, I love those boys. But these boys have a lot to answer for. These three, the Three Stooges, the Three Amigos, they were posting incredible content about trophy hunting long before it became so popular. These glorious guys are the cause of many people to suffer from the affliction now medically recognised as trophy tube addiction. And with the community growing so much in the last few years, we now have a gluttony of incredible YouTubers who we can watch, enjoy and support. Here are a few of my favourites on screen now. Back to ruining your game and changing how you play said games is the life-saving but spoilery-laden issue of trophy guides. Trophy guides are the easiest way to ruin a game's story for yourself, and guide makers are making it harder and harder to avoid spoilers when they post their content to YouTube, making them practically unavoidable. The trophy guide market is fierce and brutally competitive. Now, I've had to unfollow some really great channels because of their spoiler-laden titles and thumbnails. Have you had the same problem? Now, are you a lover? Or a hater? Of collectibles, I mean. From Ezio's feathers to Spidey's backpacks, every game has some form of collectible, and these divide hunters' opinions right down the middle. Personally, I'm a big lover of collectibles when they add lore to the world or background to the characters, as the God of War reboot does so incredibly well. What I hate is meaningless collectibles that don't reward the player with any in-game reward for their efforts. Like Suicide Squad's dreadful Riddler trophy. What a fucking shit show that game is. Again, Warner Brothers. The worst kind of collectibles though are the missable ones, and oh my god do they drive us mad. Missables can turn the best game in the world into an absolute nightmare. Take Guardians of the Galaxy for example. If you ever spend your credits, you'll miss out on a trophy in your first playthrough and will be forced to play more than half the game in New Game Plus. And this is exactly why I loved the Guardians Platinum, but my friend hated it. I got that missable trophy, he didn't. And now we're back to having to check guides before starting a new game, making the risk of running into big spoilers much greater. And that's what all this leads to. New games that cost 50, 60, 70 bucks plus are ruined before you even start the damn tutorial. Months, sometimes years of hype and expectation waiting for the game's releases, and then we ruin the joy of that game by spoiling it for ourselves by looking at a guide. Which to me is a total waste of money. Now, not all games are story-led, and looking at a guide for a non-narrative-led game won't ruin anything for you. But for narrative-based games where the point is to get lost in the story as much, if not more than the gameplay, means that you're wasting your money if you don't get to enjoy that journey with that game to its fullest potential, with the deepest level of immersion possible. Flushing your money down the toilet like those casuals wasting their Wonga on cosmetics in Volta or packs in Ultimate Team. I really hate pay-to-win mechanics. Games online should be skill-based or at least grind-based. Players should be rewarded for their output, kills, goals, etc., or their commitment. They should not cater to lazy asshats who pump their hard-earned money into the game just to get the best players or the best weapons. But worse than this is when single-player games install such a mechanic, like Assassin's Creed games having that double XP for sale with every release. And Phoenix Rising came with Ubisoft member perks that literally halved the platinum time. But what's worse than those cash-happy plonkers paying their way to victory is that every game now has cheaters. In fact, trophy hunting has so many cheaters that PSMP now has a zero-tolerance policy and wrongly ban people who did nothing wrong. Like poor Joel here.
Now drop my beat! I'm a big bag hunter.
A moment of silence for our hero, the GOAT, Guy Firuski, fallen warrior from the PSMP leaderboards.
Like a candle in the wind.
But trophies can be hacked into your account, or you can even just pay someone to do them for you. Are you a trophy hunter who needs assistance with a trophy? Just call 0800 Platts Back Cash now and pay Zack to earn your next platinum. Crossplay has made this infinitely worse, as I've discovered in recent years, as PC players have a much easier time of cheating than as console players do. Nowadays, the Platinum has become a vocal point of PlayStation exclusive games, so much so that people are earning their Platinums at an alarming rate. Spider-Man 1 and 2 are two of the most platted games in history, proving that Sony are fully aware of the trophy system that they implemented 16 years ago. But is the Platinum too popular now? Are we no longer cool and edgy completionists, but rather mainstream basic bitches? But with the rise of trophy hunting recruits, it's only natural that more and more people are earning these beautiful, glorious, shiny digital accolades. We've all had one of these at least, and for some, one is enough to decide, fuck this, I'm only completing games I enjoy, while others will grit their teeth and bear with it as just another rough platinum. So bad games are 99% sure to be awful all the way through, but occasionally a game pops up that breaks this mold and has a platinum that takes a bad game and makes it fun. Like Deathloop. I didn't love Deathloop. I thought the story was seriously overhyped and the gameplay didn't really do anything for me either. But the Platinum took everything out of the game that I didn't love, such as the characters and the story, and gave me some hilariously fun and enjoyable trophies to earn. Deathloop, the game saved by its awesome Platinum. Now this one is aimed at the poor souls in shovelware recovery units across the United States and Britain. But there is a wave of hunters who now look back at their list with disdain and wish to either hide their shameful shovelware plats or start a new PSN account altogether, which I do not advise, and for more, check out this video. But for me, it's mostly the kids' games on my account which gets me the most questions from other hunters. And it's pretty simple really. I'm a parent, I play games with my kids. There's really not much more to it. And I'll tell you mums and dads out there, don't be ashamed of those kid games on your account. Take every opportunity you can to play video games with your children while they're young. Trust me. The time playing with my kids is precious and is my most enjoyable, beloved memories of gaming as an adult. End of. My pet peeve about trophy hunting. Now, I am an antisocial hermit and I'd be delighted to stay in my house and never ever ever leave. But alas, the world does not work that way. But even when I am home, I'm bombarded with notifications from Discord servers, YouTube, Facebook, X, Insta and fucking PSN with chats and parties all over the damn place. I'm so behind in my PSN fucking messages, I have 30 people waiting for responses. Worst part is that whenever I get sent something cool in a group chat I'm in, I can never remember which one it was sent to, so often spend 10 to 15 minutes scrolling through every conversation on my phone to find it. Remember how I ended my last 50 Reasons video?
We do it so we can complain about it.
The worst thing about trophy hunting is this. No one wants to hear you bitch about it.
You just make sure people know what happened here today.